Welcome back to this conversation that touches on restoring our ecosystems. And before we went on the break, Upendo from Tanzania was talking in terms of the youth being involved and the changes that they are seeing in Tanzania. But let's come back home. Now, Daktari, as we talk about this issue, there is the fact that there is the Ministry of Environment. We have NEMA that deals with policy and distraction and policies surrounding this. We have the Nairobi City County also that has an environment department. Then we have the Nairobi Rivers Commission and many other agencies, including non-state actors who are also playing their role in this. So how do you work together in coordinating whatever that needs to be done, and also the new technology and approach in making sure that we achieve that which we are set to get?
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. Having the multi-agency system, for us, we see it as a positive strength that we can use actually to regenerate the river basin faster than is expected. Because these stakeholders, most of them have resources, especially the state agencies. But coming to the governance of the Nairobi River Commission, which is deliberately made so to bring state agencies on board, to bring counties on board, to bring the UN systems on board so that planning is inclusive. So we have the commissioners from the Nairobi Rivers Commission. We have the advisory group. The advisory group comprises all the 5 counties. It comprises the UN systems like the UNEP, UN Habitat, so that we are able to address issues of habitat within the river basin inclusively. We have the World Resources Institute. But other than that, we have our own KEPSA here. We have CAM, because we have issues of industrial influence, which can easily be addressed through these associations. So that is the governance. Then we have the stakeholder, the multi-stakeholder coordinating system that is bringing all issues, capturing all issues, which feeds into through the commission into the advisory team. So it means the planning is already all-inclusive. So implementing the action plan becomes very easy. Mobilization of resources becomes very easy, because it is not just you as a commission looking for resources. The stakeholders are looking for resources. Even communities do get resources from development partners. So what we do is to map out what is your competency, what resources do you have. Then we plan the implementation together. So it's not a very big challenge for us. It is something which is positive.
And when you're meeting with the communities out there, because this is where they live, they depend on these rivers for farming. I mean, how have they received the commission? How have they received these information being championed on the need to restore the ecosystem, restore Nairobi rivers?
Yes, thank you. This is also another big opportunity that the commission has. When we visit the communities, it's like you feel there's something that is God sent to them. So we have taken that advantage to make the communities see the value of the river basin, the value in terms of water availability, returning back to nature, using nature-based solutions to return dignity to these communities. So we engage on these activities, greening of the river basin. This enables them to protect the river, especially now the engagement in the circular economy. It is a big business around the river basin. That is the recycling. They are very much engaged in it. So the government role in this is to support these communities. And I think the UN systems are already supporting them to export their the products from the waste. So waste is now wealth to these communities. We have opportunities that also exist in energy, waste to energy, hydroelectricity is all possible. And these communities, when you make them see the value in the river basin for their socioeconomic transformation, actually the support is very big from these communities.
Now let's go to Tanzania and talk to Upendo. Upendo, in Tanzania, as we talk about the issues to do with preserving the environment, how is the government there taking this, and what should we expect moving forward? Because what happens in Tanzania affects Kenya. So what should we be looking forward to in even coming up with a united policy towards restoring our ecosystems?
Okay, thank you very much. What I can say is for our government through the Ministry of Environment, but also we have the National Environment Management Council. We have seen them doing different initiatives to ensure that the ecosystems are being restored and the environment is being well conserved. So we can trace back in previous years on what was happening to what's happening now. And as I speak, the environment agenda is growing more and more, and even to the community members, they're all about what's going on with the Environment Ministry, and various environmental plans and policies are being well known to the community. In 2021, we amended our National Environment Policy. So after the amendment of the policy, there are some of the things which were not included in the 2007 policy, 1997 policy, which were included, including climate issues and other issues, which were like electronic waste and many others. So after the amendment of the policy, I've seen the huge difference of the readiness of our government towards implementation of various strategies that aims at enhancing well conservation of our environment. But as from the relationship between Tanzania and Kenya, what I can say is we were from the African Climate Summit. We came out with our declarations, and I think through that one, we can see the readiness of African countries to cooperate in bringing a safe environment and safer planet. So I think Kenya and Tanzania are neighbor countries. We share a lot of opportunities. We share a lot of issues. So this is the right time for us to create proper policies that will help us enhance well conservation of our environment and protection of different species, including animals and plant species. We know some parts of our what I can say, maybe wildlife, for example, the Masai Mara, Serengeti, they are so close between these countries. So I think it's the way that our governments can think of cooperating towards enhancing the implementation of different strategies that will lead towards conservation and sustainability of these things. So I think we need the sustainability of our ecosystems. We need sustainability of various components in our environment. And what can be done in Kenya might affect some parts of Tanzania, and what's been done here in Tanzania can affect some parts of Kenya. So I think we have to cross-check and go more deeper and see what's happening, especially in the areas that they are more close to each other. In the areas that are cuts across these countries, we have to see what's happening, the challenges that are present there, and come up with the ways that we can use to enhance the sustainability of these places. We still need the ecosystems, we still need the forests, we still need the wildlife, we still need different plants and animals that supports our daily lives, not just us, but the other coming generations. So if we won't take actions now, we will be more.
Let's come back to you, Victor, as we have this conversation now. There is the issue of the rivers. If they are polluted, they are a recipe for disease. Talk about cholera, dysentery, and all these diseases. Yeah, as we talk to Kenyans tonight on issues to do with conserving the environment, how important is conserving the environment to avoid these diseases? And moving forward, what should every Kenyan do to make sure that where they live is a cleaner place? Developers, that they have a proper sewer system that goes into preserving the environment.
Thank you, Dennis. Just about a week ago, the president launched the preventive this medical scheme that there are some guys who are just going to households and trying to treat these small diseases. And I think it's a step in the right direction. And if at least as a country we realize that it's better to prevent some of these diseases, because we are spending huge amount of money in hospitals because of diseases. Just go to places, an example, places like near the Siwara in Luai or whatever. You find even the people who are staying in those ecosystems, you find even their mabatis, after 5-6 years, they start actually, you can see the rust in the mabatis. So if you go to the nearest medical centers that are there, and you ask these doctors, what do you treat most? You'll find that they treat respiratory diseases. There are specific diseases in each and every, in the basin, starting all the way from Dagoretti. Each and every stage has different diseases. So I think to us, especially in the non-governmental world, is we are seeing good progress, especially with the government. We are encouraged that actually government is tackling the things that are needed right now. Because if you wait for these diseases to actually go into our pockets, because anytime somebody goes to the hospital, you find that the family is always in, instead of focusing on development, they are focusing on bills. So I think according to us and from our own perspective and what the commission is doing, and I can thank Dr. Pamela, I think her leadership, and especially the stakeholders, has been very positive. I think the commission listens to the stakeholders, and we urge maybe the next 2 months or so, I think we'll start seeing changes. Like I told you in the onset also, is that we went to one of the places which was stinking.
Is it better today?
It's better. It's the boulevard. You know this. I'll actually even mention it. Just that museum roundabout.
Yes.
The time we went there, which is about I think a month ago, it's white things here. So I think it's positive.
And yes, indeed, that is Victor Murage, who says that a lot has been done. There are changes that we can see, that there are ecosystems that continue to give us that option and move, that a lot is being done, and that they call upon you to make sure that you play your role, because it is not only the commission's role, it is not about the government, non-state actors, but you and I to make sure that our ecosystems are saved, are restored to their lost glory. In studio with me is Victor Murage, Daktari Pamela Olet, and that is Upendo from Tanzania. This is Planet Action. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. This conversation definitely must continue.